Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make the most amazing keto bread. I'm Kathy Dean with Healthy Ambitions, where I teach you how to be your healthiest self through the keto diet and fitness. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, make sure you click on that red subscribe button. And all the links that I mentioned in this video and many of the ingredients that I use will all be linked in the description box below. So, let's get to the keto bread recipe. The first thing I want to mention is today I'm actually going to be making it into hamburger rolls. But as you can see here, I've got a slice of the keto bread that I have made that was already in my fridge. These are great for making sandwiches, whether they're cold sandwiches or we've done grilled cheese or grilled ham and cheese. They've gone great for peanut butter and jelly, using a keto-friendly jelly. And as you can see, it's very durable. It is not crumbly at all. And that's because of a secret ingredient that I started using just a couple of months ago. But to get started, this is going to be the easiest recipe you have ever come across. Unlike wheat dough that has to rise, or you have to have this big, huge contraption of a bread maker so you can have it, set it and forget it, this has 5 ingredients and it's not going to get any easier. First, we're going to have 2 cups of almond flour. Then you're going to put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Make sure it's baking powder, not baking soda. It does affect the flavor. So 1 tablespoon, which seems like a lot, but it's what's needed. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum. A lot of recipes will call for psyllium husk, and I'm not huge on the flavor or the texture, but a friend of mine actually recommended subbing xanthan gum in place of the psyllium husk, or the psyllium husk, and it made it really good. Then you're going to put in 4 eggs, and this is what's great. This recipe calls for the entire egg. You do not have leftover egg yolks because it only uses egg whites. You get to have the whole egg. So 4 of the eggs, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, not too much, throw that in there. And finally, the secret ingredient, what makes this bread so durable, yet so moist and wonderful, avocado oil. Most bread recipes call for either butter or coconut oil, but I'm telling you, go with the avocado oil. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of avocado oil. And then just using a spoon, you don't even need a mixture, just using the spoon, you're going to get that good and mixed up. And when it's almost all the way mixed up, but there's still quite a bit of dry mixed in there, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of hot water. And then I'm just going to get it mixed up to where it is, you don't have to get all the lumps out. I would say just get the majority of the lumps out. Make sure there's no watery pieces left in there so it's one cohesive dough. And again, it doesn't have to be super great. As you can see, it's kind of clumpy, but that's fine. So if you do want to put this into a loaf pan, I do recommend either an 8x4 or a 9x5 lined with parchment paper. But today, like I said, we are going to be making hamburger rolls. So I'll be back in 1 second. And we're back. To make the hamburger rolls, I will get out a 1/3 cup scoop. And sometimes it's best to dip it in a little hot water first to make sure that the dough doesn't stick to the scoop because it is very sticky. And I will just get 1 scoop portions, and I'll start out by just scooping out the 1/3 cup pieces of dough onto the parchment lined cookie sheet. This recipe makes about 8 hamburger rolls. Once you have them scooped out onto the sheet, I'll just kind of dip my hands a little bit in hot water and just kind of, flatten them out a little bit, not too much because you won't be able to slice them, and just kind of shape them. Again, this is it's a little different than wheat dough. It's not going to rise like wheat dough. And so you just kind of, again, put them in the basic shape and not too flat, otherwise they're going to be very flat buns, which if that's what you like, then that's okay too. Again, wetting your hands keeps it from being too sticky. So I'm going to put this in the oven. If you're doing the low, I would suggest putting it in the oven starting with about 60 minutes, and it might need to go up to 70 minutes. For the hamburger bun, since it's smaller portions of each section, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 45 minutes. All right, guys, we will see you when they come out. Hey guys, we're back, and the buns are ready to be cut. So with this, you just take any kind of knife that's going to slice through the bread good. It could be an actual bread knife, or any serrated knife is going to work. And you're just going to split it in the middle. And then you've got your two halves that you can build your burger with. These can be made ahead of time. They can be frozen. Usually it makes about 8, and we will use about 4 of these buns a week, depending on if I'm making burgers that week or not. But again, you can put them in the freezer if you know it's going to be a little bit before you eat them, and they thaw out and you can never tell the difference. They're just as good fresh or frozen and thawed out. Alright, now that you've seen how easy it is to make this bread recipe and take care of that bread craving that we all know you have, I would like to mention a few things. First of all, if you like this video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. I'm going to link here in the screen as well as in the description block below. There's going to be a link not only to this recipe so you can make your own bread, but there's also going to be a link to the playlist that is going to have all the videos for the recipes that are on my blog. Alright, that's all I have for you today. I will see you on the next video.